All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the cheat code that people use for cooking food, and I hate this cheat code. And I mentioned it before. For those that don't remember, the cheat code is usually restaurants or people cook food that is high in fat, sodium, and a very, very addictive sugar, which they're all very addictive. But those three together, and as I mentioned before, there's restaurants. One restaurant that I know that, it seems to be like a factory. Let's just say that's their cheat code. That is what they do. That is how most of their menu is. And I feel like I call it a cheat code because your body craves those ingredients. Don't get me wrong. Your body craves sodium. Sugar, definitely. Like, sugar is worse than drugs, than cocaine probably. And fat, of course, fat's not good, but come on. I've been saying this for a long time, like in my career. Like, if you're just frying stuff of course it's gonna taste good, right? It usually tastes better than if it wasn't fried, right? So I've been noticing a lot of these trends, especially like on TikTok. People are just getting regular foods and frying them, and it's like, they're like, oh my, that's like this new invention they came up with in a bad way. But this is just kind of like the lazy way to make food taste good. That's the way I look at it. It's just really a lazy way. Anybody can fry almost anything, and even things that you would say, man, you can't. You don't want to. You can fry them. Yeah, you can fry bread. Yeah, bread. I mean, they're like, oh yeah, but bread sounds so bad to fry, but people do it all the time. Like donuts, whatever. That's like fried bread, fried dough, in a sense. And of course, it's gonna taste good because your body craves the damn fat. So when you fry stuff, not only you give it a texture, you give it a little crispy texture, you also have that fat. And I don't know how many times I gotta say it, sugar, fat, and sodium. Your body craves those things. So anytime that you overload it, I mean, you could do it wrong. Don't get me wrong. You can do it wrong. Anybody can mess up anything. For the most part, if you take an existing something. Today I saw a TikTok that somebody took like a cookie, a soft cookie, and made a hole in the middle, and then dipped it in pancake batter and fried it, made it into a donut. And the guy was, this was like mind-boggling and brain-blown, like how great it is. Of course it's gonna taste good. The cookie probably tasted good without it. So now you just fried something that was already good. I mean, yeah, it's like it's a cheat code. It really always been the cheat code. That's been one of the ultimate cheat codes. That and adding sugar to stuff that your body really, I mean, sodium, yes, but sugar and frying, those things work really well together. Frying and sodium work very well together. If you have even an opportunity to do all three, oh my God, yeah, they work really well together. You see, I don't get me wrong, I use it. I just don't overload those flavors. I try not to, unless if the dish is meant to be like overloaded with one of those flavors. But if I feel I have more respect for chefs and restaurants that actually have a balanced dish that is just not overpowering with sugar, overpowering with fat and all that stuff. If you get a little bit of textures, like not only just the flavors, you get textures, you get different flavor profiles, and then you create a dish that is more impressive than anybody can take the simplest thing. I mean, if you want, you can take a damn pork chop and dip it in some batter and deep fry it, and then make some, sweet compote and put it in the bottom or whatever. And I'm pretty sure it might taste good, even though pork chop. But I'm just saying, it's a good chance it's gonna taste good. People love bacon. Bacon is just fat and sodium. Those are like the two main things. I mean, you guys mention dishes or mention items, and I can tell you what. I don't have to tell you. You will know what, because you'll taste what the overpowering flavors is. So look, just to let you know, like what I mean, how bad this stuff is. I'm gonna pull some stuff up real quick. So after doing a quick Google search, look, the American Heart Association, unhealthy foods. I click on this. Okay, I click on it. It's taking a little while for it to get there. This is what the Heart Association says about unhealthy foods. And examples of processed foods, again, my God, is highly processed food. Most common unhealthy foods include highly processed items as fast foods, like I've said before, I said in my video, snack foods, that's all part of fast foods. And that's because it's highly processed foods. Man, this is all ties into what we've been talking about. Highly processed foods, I did a video about that. They're low in nutrients, vitamins, all that stuff. So again, I mentioned that. And the levels on unhealthy fats, sodium, and sugar. I mean, for verbatim, what I've always been saying this. Just because things taste good, it's not really that's not the most important thing. Don't get me wrong, it's very important, but it's gotta be a balanced dish. These things with fats and sodium and sugar, and I mean stuff is gonna have that, but I mean the ones that are overloaded with these 3 items, it's not really good for you. So examples of this: chips, cookies, cakes, sugar, cereals. So cereals again, I know I mentioned cereal before and how bad that is. Avoid sodium, added sugar, and excess fat. Again, all this stuff I'm not even gonna read because it's really just repeating what I'm saying. I'm just showing you this because look, I don't take it from me. This is something that I just kind of always knew. You know it's bad for you. People know high sodium, high fat, high sugar is bad for you. But maybe you don't believe me, so here it is. So really, I kind of just making this video today because a video popped up on damn TikTok, that damn video about somebody making a freaking donut out of a cookie, and I was just like, what the fuck? This is the guy had millions of views. I'm not, maybe I was more upset at that because really it's just like, people obviously seem to like that idea, and I'm pretty sure people are going to try that somehow. But at the end of the day, it's like you're just promoting, and I guess it's a TikTok video, whatever. If you are, I shouldn't even be getting upset because most of the stuff a lot of stuff on TikTok, I wouldn't say the most of it, but there's so much, there's just so much garbage in TikTok that, you're going to see stuff like that. And I'm not going to say that's garbage. I just don't agree with, it's like so many other stuff that get passed on TikTok. But you tend to see a lot of the trends of food is always the unhealthier stuff and always the stuff that people are like, ooh, I got to try that. And it's just like, oh, okay, great. So I see how that makes sense why we all are the way we are and having our issues, because people are promoting this, bad eating, and people really like to see people promoting bad eating. So I guess I'm really not in the popular crowd, but I just had to do the video, right? Peace, later.